Today, I want to talk about this idea and strategy some people have with Surging Sparks. And that strategy is to wait for a Surging Sparks booster box reprint to happen and then buy in. There's a lot of people that are just waiting on the sidelines, not buying anything at all, that are hoping that a booster box reprint of Surging Sparks happens and that it crashes the price. And this is a pretty common strategy I'm seeing a lot of people have. And I see it in the comments, I see it online, people that missed out or whatever, waited too long. Now the market price is 145, people that just want to wait for this huge reprint to happen. But before I talk about this whole idea of waiting for a reprint to happen, this whole strategy, quickly want to shout out this one commenter, Moto TCG. I saw your comment and I see you comment on every single one of my videos just saying my name. Honestly, I thought you were a bot, but I guess you're a real person. So if you've been watching all my videos this whole time and we're not just commenting and just whatever, thanks for watching. And I'm just shouting out now because I guess you deserve it, because those comments and stuff probably help my videos with the algorithm. So thanks for that. But anyways, getting on to what I want to talk about is this whole ideology and strategy some people have about this huge reprint that's going to happen with these booster boxes. So honestly, I feel like this whole idea is being pushed and this whole strategy by new people to Pokemon or just new investors. I feel like if you have been in this whole space and been following the market and everything been going on recently, you would think that this whole strategy and idea is pretty crazy, but this is a pretty common thing a lot of people are saying. So I just want to talk about it here today. So I have like three specific topics I want to talk about. The first one being the idea that if these get reprinted, or even when this product or when the set actually just releases, there's this idea that these booster boxes are going to go to $100. That's I see a lot of people saying that, oh, when this gets reprinted, I'm going to be able to get them for $100, or when this set releases, somehow these booster boxes are going to tank to $100. Like, I've heard a lot of people say this. Now, I want to know where people get this idea that this is going to happen, because let's take a look at what's been happening with booster box reprints in the Scarlet and Violet era. So Scarlet and Violet base got a reprint, about after a year of being released. And it got I don't know if it was a big reprint or not, but all I know is that when they reprinted it, the boxes were only like $100, and they reprinted it and it went to $80. Now, that's not a really good example to talk about a booster box reprint, because that's the first set of Scarlet and Violet. So I feel like they would reprint it more or anything for like competitive play, because it is the start of a new era. And also, it was only at $100. So to see it tank to 80, honestly, it wasn't that surprising. Plus, you have to take into account also, in the beginning of Scarlet and Violet era, it wasn't that popular. Then let's move on to the other booster box reprint that we've seen, Paldea Evolved. Now, some people say this is not a reprint, which, I'm not really trying to argue here, but I've heard from Pokemon channels that do have distributors that literally said it was a reprint, but it was just a very small one. Now, this box was around 143. This is when, the price dropped because people heard about this reprint. Everyone was thinking this is going to be a huge thing, right? 143 down to like 134. So it only went down $10, but it was nothing. This reprint literally did absolutely nothing, and you can see it quickly went back up. Now, you can see here it's actually dropped back down. Honestly, I think it's because we're seeing a lot of hype with future sets and Surging Sparks, where I think just people aren't putting their money in older Scarlet and Violet sets like Paldea Evolved. Like, that's why I think this happened, but that's kind of besides the point. But Paldea Evolved, I think, is the best comparison we can see or compare to with a reprinted booster box, and the reprint for Paldea Evolved was nothing. So if Paldea Evolved is any indication of future reprints that are going to happen with booster boxes, I mean, to say that these are going to tank to $100 if Surging Sparks booster boxes do get reprinted, I think is an insane thing to say when there's no data backing that up. I would agree with those people that are saying that, yeah, this booster box is going to tank to $100 if we see maybe Obsidian Flames, Paradox Rift, Temporal Forces, Twilight Masquerade before Surging Sparks gets reprinted, because all those sets I just mentioned are most likely, if they do booster box reprints, they're probably going to reprint those before Surging Sparks, because obviously Surging Sparks is a lot newer than those. If we see any of those sets get reprinted booster boxes, if booster boxes of any of those sets I just said get reprinted into the ground and those tank a ton in price, then you can make that argument that these could possibly see that happen. But as of right now, to say that with literally no data backing it up, I mean, it's crazy. Like, how can you say that and there's no validity to your argument? Like I said, if it does happen, let's say Surging Sparks goes up to the moon, let's say, I don't know, by the end of the year, let's say it hits 200 or whatever, right? And during this time, let's say we get a reprint news or whatever of any of those sets I just said, and the boxes tank, sure, then I will agree with you that it could happen. But so far, we've seen with reprints, they've been so small. It seems like just reprints are changing with Scarlet and Violet. Like, I think people have this whole mindset of maybe just Sword and Shield reprints, like we saw with Silver Tempest. Silver Tempest got a huge reprint, and I think a lot of people are thinking this is going to happen with Scarlet and Violet. But there's no evidence that this is happening, and it just seems like a lot of things are changing. I mean, I feel like print runs and everything we've been hearing with these sets have been a lot lower, and it's just been. I just feel like everything with printing in Scarlet and Violet has been very weird, and a lot of things are changing, and I feel like some people haven't realized that. So this whole argument that these are going to tank to $100, I think is just an insane argument. And then the next thing I want to talk about is an idea that I think a lot of people don't think about, is that people have this mindset that a reprint is only booster boxes. Now, I'm not saying that Surging Sparks booster boxes are not going to get a reprint. I'm not saying that. Like, they could 100% possibly get a reprint. Anyone out there saying that these are not going to get reprinted, I would obviously ignore them. There's definitely 100% a very good chance they're going to get reprinted. But like I said, Paldea Evolved, they got reprinted. I mean, look what happened. But you got to think about it this way. There's so many other products Pokemon can put out there and reprint instead of booster boxes. Like, there could be Elite Trainer boxes, other products that they have, maybe booster bundles. Maybe those are better margins or something. There's might be reasons why they choose other products to reprint. I mean, we saw with 151. This is obviously not the best example because 151 is a specialty set. But there was really never any reprints that I think really happened, because all these reprints or whatever that happened, all these products went to big box stores. They went to Costco, like 151 UPCs, Elite Trainer boxes of 151, like the bundles. And then at Walmart, there's the booster bundles, there's the poster collection boxes, but I don't think there's any real official reprint of 151 that I've heard, at least from people that have distributors, at least from YouTube. I didn't hear any news or anything about 151 reprints. It was just these big box stores that had them. So that could be a possibility with Surging Sparks or any sets now with Scarlet and Violet. Just reprinting in general, everything is just very different, it seems, with Scarlet and Violet. I don't know if Pokemon strategy changed up, but just booster boxes seem to not be getting a huge reprints. Maybe we'll see that happen. Like I said, maybe Obsidian Flames, Paradox Rift, Temporal Forces, Twilight Masquerade. Maybe we'll see a huge booster box reprint. But as for now, we have not seen that. And I want to talk about, I guess, the last thing. And I guess it's, I mean, people who say this, I don't even know what to say. But there's some people that say that Surging Sparks is overhyped and actually a bad set. Like, there's literally people that are saying Surging Sparks is a bad set. Now, I'm not going to lie. I am somewhat kind of disappointed with the Pikachu SAR. I'm not going to lie. Like, I am kind of disappointed, but I think it's a good enough artwork, and it has a good enough chase, and it's just a Pikachu, and this is the main chase, where I think it's still going to be a expensive and sought after card, even though the artwork, yeah, they could have done more with it, I agree, but it's enough. Like, the Pikachu in an SAR form and the artwork, it's good enough. But to say this is a bad set, which I've heard some people say, I think is, like, what is the better set in Scarlet and Violet for a main set? Maybe Twilight Masquerade, but people said Twilight Masquerade was also overhyped, and people were saying Greninja, why is it this expensive? It sucks. I mean, look at the card. But if you look at the artworks of Surging Sparks, I don't know where's the argument that this is a bad set. I mean, in the normal illustration rare, obviously, Latios, this is probably going to be probably the most expensive illustration rare. There's some other nice artworks, Go down to the full arts. I mean, I don't honestly care for full arts. Trainer cards, these are just normal trainers. These are probably going to be expensive, and we all know why. I'm not going to explain that. Then here's my main thing, is that this is like the first set, I think, in the Scarlet and Violet era, at least for main sets, that has more than one Chase SAR Pokemon. Because Twilight Masquerade only has the Greninja as the Chase SIR Pokemon. There's only the Greninja, then the second hit is the Eevee, and that's just a normal illustration rare. But this set has multiple chase cards, as it seems. The Milotic, the Pikachu, which is obviously going to be the main one, Latios, and I even think the Executor. I think there's a lot. I've seen some people saying this is nice artwork, so this could probably be a decently expensive one. But there's mainly 3 that seems like it's going to probably be pretty expensive. And this is like the first set, I feel like, that really has this going for it, where it has multiple SAR Pokemon chases. So to just say that this is like a bad set, I mean, if you're comparing to other Scarlet and Violet sets, I really think this is the best one. I don't know where this whole argument that this set is terrible is from, but there are people saying that. And also, it does have SAR trainer cards. We all know this is probably going to be expensive. I mean, I'm not going to explain that. And I even think the gold Pikachu crown card, I think this is also going to be kind of expensive. But yeah, I think Surging Sparks is the best main set so far from Scarlet and Violet. I don't think there's an argument with that. But there are some people out there still hating. And those are the people that literally are going to hate on every single set. But, comparing it to Twilight Masquerade is a perfect example of a set that it wasn't hyped up in the beginning. Like, I was able to get these, like, even after release for very cheap. But it got hyped up along the way. And these right now are at $165. And this is not a hyped up set. Like, Twilight Masquerade wasn't that hyped up in the beginning, but it got hyped up. And people were saying the whole way, when this box was cheap, too expensive, everyone was saying this is overhyped, overpriced, and everything. I mean, look at the set. I mean, you see the Greninja, obviously this card, like, everyone was saying it was trash. Everyone said this was too expensive. It's literally gone up to over $300 now. There's the SAR trainer cards, and then there's the Eevee, which is just a normal illustration rare. So when you look at this set, Twilight Masquerade, which booster boxes right now are $165. The set is only 5 months old. You look at the cards in the set, and you look at Surging Sparks. Let's go to SARs here. You really don't think this is a better set. Like, I don't understand. And this is a Pikachu. This is Pikachu versus Greninja. Who do you think is the more popular Pokemon? I mean, it's Pikachu, right? And with all this hype right now, I just don't understand where people are thinking that this is going to be like a bust, like this set is going to be trash. Like, there's people saying that this set is terrible, it's overhyped. Like, I don't know where this is coming from, but I don't understand. I just don't understand what people are saying with that. So that's kind of all I wanted to say today. I just went, on my normal rant like I usually do. But here's what I'm going to say. For all you out there that's watching to the end of this video, if you have not picked up any booster boxes of Surging Sparks till, while you're watching this video, if you have not picked up a single Surging Sparks booster box, honestly, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, in the past few days, I was able to buy a lot of these Surging Sparks booster boxes for $120 to $130. Closer to $120. I got a lot of booster boxes. Even when market price was $145 like it is right now, I was able to find stores that had them for $120 because these prices change so quickly. Some of these stores, I don't think they changed their prices or they paid attention to the market. I was able to buy a lot at $120, and that's after taxes, shipping, and everything. So there may still be some opportunities out there for Surging Sparks booster boxes to get them for under $145. I see on eBay there's some sellers selling them for $140. But check maybe some local stores, maybe call some local stores to see if they have some pre-orders available for Surging Sparks. I bet you there's some, but I feel like the opportunities to get these at market price or under market price right now, they're getting less and less. Like, I've been paying attention to the market. Every single day I search up Surging Sparks booster box. I try to see if I can find any for around 120s, and as of right now, it's like impossible to find them now. And I was able to just a few days ago. And now it's gone. Like, the market price now is basically what you can get them for. It's really hard to find them for any cheaper. It's like, I don't know what to say. It's like you had honestly the opportunity to get these for a decent price, even with these market prices at $145. But all the $120, $130 booster boxes, they're basically all gone now. So if you've seen the hype and you've seen everything going on and you still decided to sit on the sidelines and do nothing, I don't know what to tell you, because honestly, I was one of those people in the beginning of this whole hype. I admitted to it. Like, I didn't believe in this whole hype. I thought everything was, crazy and manipulation. I was one of those people in the beginning, but I've changed my mind. Like I've said, I've seen the market. I've taken a step back. I looked at everything going on, and I realized the market is changing. So I adapted, and I was able to buy these at a decent price. I was able to get some even from under 120. My average cost is probably going to be like high 110s, maybe low 120s. And I think that's pretty good. If you're able to find these for 120 and you think you're going to keep waiting, like, I don't know what to say. Like, the market price right now is 145. If you find any of these at 120 and you want Surging Sparks, like, I'm not telling you what to do, but if you specifically want Surging Sparks and you can get them for 120, like, I don't understand, like, just, like, that's a good buy. Like, people are waiting for $100 booster boxes. Like, I don't know what people are doing, but if you can get these for 120 or 130, like, that's a good buy. That's a pretty good deal still. Like, even though, yes, if you compare it to a month ago, 2 months ago, yeah, you could have gone for 100, but that's gone now. Like, just forget about it. If you can get them for under market right now with this hype, it's a good deal. Like, you can wait for the reprint. I'm telling you, like, I don't even want to keep going, but you can wait for the reprint like everyone else is. Wait for them to get a huge reprint of booster boxes, but hey, you know what? If it happens and you're right about it, then that's good on you. But if continuation of what it seems like with Scarlet and Violet, where they don't do huge reprints of these booster boxes. I think 120, 130. I think that's going to be very cheap in a year from now, or whenever they reprint Surging Sparks. We're going to look back. I'm telling you, if I'm still making videos in a year from now, I mean, I've been making videos for over a year right now, so it'd be like 2 years. If I'm still around in a year from now and we see Surging Sparks, and I'll keep making updates on Surging Sparks, we're going to look back. I'm telling you, we're going to look back and probably be very disappointed in ourselves if you're one of those people out there that did not buy these booster boxes at 120, 130, even 140. If you did not buy them at this price point, I would even say 3 months from now, to be honest, but I want to be kind of conservative. Let's say 6 months from now, when these booster boxes go up, because to say they're not going to go up is crazy. When they keep going up, because they are probably going to keep going up, and you didn't buy anything, you're probably going to look back and regret it, because it seems expensive now. I'm telling you, it's like Evolving Skies. This is what I want to lastly compare to. It's like Evolving Skies. At every single price point, everyone says Evolving Skies was too expensive. I remember at $200, $300, everyone's saying too expensive. This is too new, too expensive, and it kept going up, $400, $500, too expensive. Now it's at what, $850? People are going to say too expensive every single time it goes up in price, and it's just going to keep happening. So that's all I want to say today. A lot of ranting I've been doing recently and just rambling, but man, this market is crazy, and I've just noticed so many people commenting now with this whole like boom that we're seeing with Pokemon. A lot of new people, a lot of new investors, it seems, that are commenting, and I hope you guys don't continue this whole mindset of waiting and waiting, because you're never going to get in. I'm telling you, especially with this market, everything is just going crazy. Everything is selling, everything, just the supply's drying up, and you're going to keep waiting and waiting. I mean, I don't know what to say anymore. It's like the market is changing. Just realize that. I'll say that in every single video. Like, the market is changing. Like, understand that. This is not all manipulation. Like, I don't know why people keep saying this. Like, it's not. Like, the market is changing. It is what it is. And if you're upset with it, you can leave. Like I say, if you don't like this whole market, if you complain about everything, just don't pay attention to anything and just live your life and just forget about all this Pokemon talk. Because if you don't like this sort of thing, hey, I understand it. Things are expensive. If you didn't get in, you're upset. I understand. But if you can adapt to this market like I have been doing, and you understand what's going on, and you can play into it, and you can do well. But hey, that's all I have to say today. If you watch all the way to the end of this video, I've been on this trend of doing, saying like to comment a certain word. So this time, what should we comment? Or if you watch all the way to the end of this video, say Surging Sparks to $200 or something like that by the end of the year, or something like that, because I don't want to say it because there's already enough FOMO and stuff. I really believe by the end of this year, especially with holidays and everything, I really think this booster box can hit $200. I know that's pretty crazy to say, especially because the set hasn't been released yet and whatever, but say Surging Sparks to $200 if you've watched all the way to the end of this video. And trust me, I read all your comments. I might not respond to all of you guys, but I do read your comments. So if you do comment, I'll read it. So yeah. Thanks for watching, man. 18-minute video. I've been making longer videos now because I've been just rambling and everything. So hopefully you guys like me talking a lot, because some of you guys out there like complain that I ramble, but some of you guys out there like the longer videos. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one.